A group of men drive through Dubai's desert to hunt exotic spiders. Armed with machetes and prepared for battle, they coax spiders out from their nests. They capture almost all, but one spider attacks one of the men, causing intense pain. To stop his suffering, his companion mercifully kills him with a machete slash. Elsewhere, a young man named Caleb is searching for a gift for someone when the storekeeper shows him his hidden treasure, exotic animals. Caleb is an exotic animal enthusiast and gets excited when he sees a poisonous spider, the same as what the men were catching initially. He gets a good deal for both a pair of earrings and the spider. Caleb returns to his apartment. He makes money selling sneakers, and along with his sister Manon is refurbishing their apartment to sell after their mom passed away. In his room, he brings out a sneaker box and carefully places the spider in the box and closes the lid before marching to Manon's room where they have an argument. Caleb then leaves to meet Claudia, who is an older resident of the building who's moving, and it's her farewell party. Caleb attends the party and gives her the earrings, making the farewell a bittersweet moment. Unbeknownst to anyone, the poisonous spider has somehow made its way out of a damaged corner of the sneaker box and escaped. Caleb soon returns to his room and is baffled to find a hole in the box, making him realize he's messed up big time. As he starts searching the corners and any place the spider could have hidden, he finds that it has already laid eggs. He decides to sleep in another room for the night. The next day, Caleb delivers his buddy Tumani a much-awaited pair of Nike sneakers that he has sold him. One of the other residents, Gillies, however, interrupts them, accusing them of doing drug deals, which is far from the truth. Tumani leaves with his pit bull, Maggie, excited to try the sneakers on. But before he could make it to his apartment, he slips on the stairs, prompting him to toss away the old pair of sneakers he has on and wear the new ones. As he puts it on, something stings him, and he immediately takes it off to find the spider in it. He kills it immediately. Things take a turn for the worse when several more spiders make their way out of the sneakers and crawl on him while Maggie eats the spider he just smacked. Meanwhile, Caleb's room is busted in by his friends, Mathis, Jordy, and Leela, who drop in to check out his exotic animal collection. Caleb doesn't look pleased and shoos them away. His concern is to get his friends out because his venomous spider decided to take a stroll. When Caleb calls Tumani, he doesn't get any response because Tumani is in bad shape. The spider bites have left him delirious, paralyzed, swollen, and hives all over his body. He soon collapses from the venom. Later, when Mathis and Jordy are taking out the trash, another resident asks them if they have seen Tumani, as his dog has been barking non-stop. They hurry to his apartment and see Caleb, Gillies, and others already there. Sensing something must have happened to Tumani, Gillies breaks to open the door, and they see something far worse than they had imagined. Soon, the cops show up and the residents are told they can't leave the building until everyone is clear of any symptoms, without explaining to them what is actually going on. As expected, a wave of panic strikes the residents, and Gillies accuses Caleb of selling drugs to Tumani. Mathis comes to Caleb's defense and slaps Gillies. As a result, a fight breaks out between the two and they're separated by the cops. People look stressed because they suspect an outbreak of some kind of virus, leading to quarantine-like circumstances. Meanwhile, the janitor, Miss Zhao, finds the bathroom covered in cobwebs. She uses traditional insecticides to get rid of the small spiders. However, little does she know the entire vent has been infested by venomous spiders, multiplying 100-fold. Elsewhere, Leela is washing up after helping Manon with the cleaning. She spots one of the towels hung on the door in the bathroom moving. She moves the towel and a huge spider crawls on her. She calls out to Jordy, who comes with a glass to trap the spider. Hearing Leela, Caleb, Mathis, and Manon arrive only to escalate the debate about whether Jordy should kill it or trap it. The yelling makes Jordy lose his mind and he ends up killing the spider. When he picks up the rug, several small spiders start crawling everywhere, giving even the animal lovers like Caleb and Jordy arachnophobia. More spiders crawl out of the drains, making them take off and closing the bathroom door to prevent them from escaping. They seal all the door openings with tape and confront Caleb as if he has something to do with that huge spider, since he collects crazy creatures like that. Caleb finally confesses about bringing a desert spider, but much smaller in size. The boys are sitting in Caleb's room when Jordy notices cocoons. Caleb explains that Manon kept shutting off his temperature regulator, which must have prompted the spider to make cocoons to keep warm. He hands Geordie another box in which he had kept one of the cocoons, but surprise, surprise, they have hatched and turned into more spiders. Mathis quickly grabs a tape and seals the box. A disaster task force closes off the apartment building, keeping the residents from leaving. Ms. Zhao has a bad feeling as she finds more spots covered in webs with dead animals trapped. She checks out the ceilings, and upon seeing more spiders, she takes things into her own hands quite literally. Equipped with insecticide, she empties 2 entire cans before peeking inside. However, a huge spider comes out of nowhere and latches onto her face, making her fall from the ladder. Geordie urges the group to leave, but Mathis and Caleb are determined to take the neighbors along. They try to inform the neighbors about the spider infestation, but they all refuse to leave even when they're told the spiders are poisonous. Mathis and Caleb then go to Claudia's place but find a motionless Claudia sitting on the sofa. When Caleb walks closer, he's horrified to see spiders come out of Claudia's head. Geordie, Leela, and Manon are waiting for the two to return to the apartment when they hear glass breaking. They go to check and find Tumani's pitbull Maggie dead and a huge spider crawling out of her body. As if spiders weren't enough, the group has to deal with Hothead Gillies, who blames Caleb for what's happening and attacks him and Mathis. He forces his way into Caleb's room, and at this point Caleb doesn't stop him. As a result, Gillies finds the box with the spiders, and thinking Caleb has hidden a stash in it, he slashes it open only to be devoured by the numerous spiders. The group flees, however the stairs look horrible, with webs everywhere. Nevertheless, they run down the flight of stairs only to find the building's entrance completely covered in cobwebs. The hallway has become a freaking web tunnel with spiders everywhere. However, the spiders remain chill when light is shined on them. Manon offers to keep a light rotator active while everyone makes their way out. Once they're out, she'll join them. The rotator gives her 1 minute to make it out, and she thinks she can do it. Caleb is against it, but Manon is adamant. The group makes it to the other side of the hallway, but Manon faces a close call. However, she too makes it out. Unfortunately, the cops become another hurdle as they won't let them out, and when the group tries to break free, they are gassed and terrorized by shots. However, the group somehow finds their way into a supply room, coughing and wheezing, but Geordie isn't lucky and gets caught by a huge spider that ends him. They hardly have time to mourn their friend because danger is still looming over them. Mathis suggests going to the roof since all exits are locked. Mathis finds a bag with firecrackers and using a sparkler as a torch. They make their way up, but once it goes off, Caleb uses a makeshift Molotov cocktail to light the spiders on fire. But the plan backfires when the huge spiders run towards them. The group juggles between shining light at the spiders, running and pushing the other residents out of their way. 3 members of the disaster task force appear and ask them to get back, fearing they might be bitten by the spiders. The group protests, and this leads to a brawl, leading to Caleb being knocked out. Caleb wakes up handcuffed in the parking garage. It's revealed the disaster task force, which really is an extermination team, has been there all this time, and they locked in all the residents so the infestation wouldn't spread while they started the extermination procedure. Caleb and others are angry because they and all the residents were basically left to die. Worst of all, Mathis has been bitten, and although his condition is worsening, he asks Caleb to run to safety, while he sacrifices himself by running straight into the spider-infested hallway. Suddenly, thousands of spiders crawl in from the door Mathis left open. While everyone deals with the spiders, Caleb, Leela, and Manon make a run for it. Manon gets separated, and in the process of retrieving her, Caleb gets shot in the leg. They take shelter in a van and are almost surrounded by giant spiders when suddenly a car horn blaring and headlights prompt the spiders to retreat. It's Leela, who had escaped to her car. The two make a run for it and get inside the car. As Leela drives off, the task force becomes hostile and starts shooting at them. However, Leela steps on the brakes because a giant spider decides to ask for a lift. Caleb decides to walk out to open the garage door and somehow manages to beat the spider in a stare-off. The spider leaves, and Caleb successfully opens the door, letting the bright sunlight in. Some days later, the government demolishes the building. A memorial is made for all the residents who lost their lives to the spiders, and Caleb's love for animals still lives. That concludes today's recap of the horror movie Infested. Don't forget to subscribe for exclusive spider protection tips and stay safe, especially from that one spider lurking in the corner.